Radio.
The future of radio is here.
Funemploymentradio.com.
So are like some of them more in charge than the other ones? Is there
No.
a hierarchy?
It didn't seem. No, everyone was out for themselves.
It's a free-for-all.
It was more like a Lord of the Flies kind of thing.
Oh, okay. See, I would expect at some point there's going to be like, they'll gather together. There'll be some kind of a hierarchy.
No, it's not
Somebody's
really.
in charge.
It's not really group momentum. It's kind of like individually powered.
See, but this is where you may have an opportunity. That's where you should have tried to play them against each other.
No, I was already there for far too long. I didn't want to.
Where you're just
play
trying to
with it.
hide?
Yeah, I was just trying to I was ducking and weaving and avoiding oxygen tanks and
You need
doing
to take-
whatever I could.
You need to take advantage of the situation. We've got to talk about this. Hello, everyone. This is Fun Employment Radio. I am Greg Nibbler here with Sarah X. Dillon. Thank you so much for tuning in today, wherever and however you listen. It is so fantastic that you do so. Of course, we are live here 5 days a week on the Fun Employment Radio Network, and then available via podcast all over the internet, wherever podcasts can be found. Thank you for finding us. We have lots of stuff to get to today, but I do want to remind everybody that we still have some tickets on sale for this Saturday, April 14th, for the Fun Employment Radio Experience, the Alaska edition.
Come and say hi to us. Come hang out.
This one, it's going to be themed since next week we'll be heading up to Alaska, but this one's going to be here in Portland on Saturday, April 14th at the Landmark Saloon with our fine sponsors, Not Your Father's Mountain Ale, and we'll be doing a live show for the VIP section of this, and that's what the tickets are on sale for. So funemploymentradio.com/experience. You can pick those up there, and We've got a whole show lined up for you.
We do.
There may be some special guests. There may be some games played. It's going to be private, so the tickets are limited for that section. So pick them up now because they're starting to sell out. And but we want everybody to be able to come that wants to come. So
Yes.
that wants to go.
So come hang out with us. It would really mean a lot to us if you would come and spend an hour with us. Because every time that we do this, every experience, we like to call it the experience because everyone is different.
Yeah,
we always
each
try
show
to
is
do
different.
a
It's
different thing.
completely
So this
different.
isn't going to be like anything that we have done before.
Nope.
We already have some weird stuff planned. So
Yeah.
please come hang out with us. Support us. Funemploymentradio.com/experience.
Yes.
Get
And
your
then
tickets.
later on that day, the bar will open up to the public, and that's when we'll have bingo, and that's when everybody should come on down. But we'll talk more about that later this week. So in the meantime, plan your day for Saturday to be with Fun Employment Radio. Funemploymentradio.com/experience. All right. So let's get to talking about what's been going on here, what Sarah has experienced, and how I think I can capitalize on it. So,
Yes.
you may have noticed that we didn't have a show yesterday. That was partially planned that Sarah wasn't going to be here because she was at the coast with her family, and that's what we're going to talk about. I was also out sick again, and I realized...
Greg was going to try to actually do
Man.
a show yesterday, and I talked to him on the phone. I'm like, you absolutely stop.
Yeah.
Stop. I'm not there. You don't need to force it. Go get some rest and try to stop this. Whatever is going on with your face that 80% of Portland has.
Yeah,
This
I kn-
weird allergy cold hybrid thing that's happening.
Well, and I feel weird about it. And we're not going to talk about this very long, but I've been trying to explain it to people who don't live here. And I know it seems like we've been sick a lot, and we have been, but this entire city has just been like a cesspool of disease.
It's just gross.
It's everybody has something, and then a new thing will come, and it'll spread to everyone. And it's really frustrating. So I really apologize. I don't want to be. I hate being homesick. I hate it.
No, me too. I haven't
So-
even been able to meet my one of my best friend's babies yet because I've been sick.
Yeah, to clarify, Mike, hangovers are not. That's not what it is. No, it's sickness. I would never miss work for a hangover.
No way.
Ever.
Do you know how many hangovers
Ever.
we powered through on this show that you can't even tell?
Ever. Yeah, no. I've got to be really sick before that.
Greg, nobody
No, I
thinks
just get
that
it.
you-
I just
I
want
know
to
you get
clarify.
defensive. That's what I do
I get
too.
defensive about that because I'm like, that's not it.
I do too. So when I was supposed to meet like I just said, I haven't been able to meet my friend's baby because the day I was supposed to, I woke up and I sounded like this. I'm like, well, I can't go meet a newborn.
Right.
I couldn't. All my friends are making jokes like, oh, Sarah's too. I'm like, it kind of pissed me off. I'm like, I am
It
not
pisses me off. Yeah, yeah.
hungover. I'm like, I am sick and this sucks and I already feel like garbage.
Yeah. So anyway, no, I am sick and I'm trying to get over it, so I'm doing my best. But we're gonna be here today. So anyway, wanted to get that out there. Just say apologies for no show yesterday.
But we're
trying
back.
to get better. So anyway, Sarah was over at the coast. So let's talk
Yes.
about this now.
I had a glorious weekend at the coast. Weekend plus a Monday.
And you went to Lincoln City here in Oregon, which
I
is
did.
on the Oregon coast, and there is, of course, a casino there, as there are casinos everywhere.
There is.
It's Chinook Winds is
It's
the name of the
Chinook.
casino there.
Oh, the glorious Chinook Winds.
The glorious
Casino.
Chinook Winds. And so, Sarah, what is this
so
that
I
you
didn't.
were doing?
I didn't spend the entire time at the casino. So the
The
first
entire
night,
3-4
the
days
entire-
at the casino.
I felt like that was the longest yesterday I had ever been at the casino.
Yeah.
It was forever. It just would not end. All right, so my sister and her husband and my niece Eloise were in town for the first couple nights. So got to hang out with them, got to go to the beach. We went agate hunting. I found a really pretty big one that I'm actually going to try and make a necklace out of. Which it's a, if
An
you've ever gone
agate.
if you've ever gone agate hunting, it's like something the old people do at the beach, and I just love it. Like I love a lot of like old people coasty things that they do. Like I do like to, I do like a good bowl of clam chowder.
Oh boy.
I do enjoy going agate. I swear it was me, my sister, Michael,
You and the
Eloise,
agate hunting. You
my dad, and it was just like, and then all like 70-plus-year-old people, like
Yeah.
all just like, and we're all just like walking around
Yeah,
with our heads down,
yeah.
looking for agates. Oh my gosh, it was so fun. So anyway, then my sister and Michael and Eloise took off, and my dad ended up going off wandering, doing something else. And my mom, this was yesterday, this was Monday. My mom loves, like in the past few years, she's just like she loves to like go to casinos. Like
Mhm.
not so much the gambling aspect. Like she has her money that she sets aside and never like.
Hey,
does-
whatever, man. It's her money.
Oh, it's her
I'm
money.
not
She does what
judging,
she does. She
but
loves
I'm
getting
just
bonus.
asking.
It's so fun to go to a casino with my mom because I have a lot of vices. Gambling isn't one of them.
Yeah.
I don't mind it, but my
Uh-huh.
mom loves to gamble and she loves to hang out with me, and I love to hang out with her. So in order for her to get me to stay, she gives me money to gamble
nice.
with. So my mom, I'm 37 years old again. Hi, how are you? And my mom, like, she's like, she will drive to this. She's like, I will buy you beers. I will give you money to gamble with if we can just stay at the casino for a little while. So I'm like, okay. So we get there at about, I don't know, like 2:00 in the afternoon. Maybe.
2:00. And what day was this?
It was a Monday. It was yesterday.
2 p.m. on a Monday
Let me tell you the
at a
first
casino on the coast.
The first sign of what was to come was when we were pulling into the casino parking lot. Now, my mother has a handicap permit, and so we were.
And
going,
we're not talking again. We're not talking about like Las Vegas or something. Here.
No, this is a coast casino,
Yeah.
coasty casino.
Yeah.
So,
2 p.m. on a Monday.
2 p.m. on a Monday. My mom has a handicap permit, and so we're like, all right, well, let's find a handicap spot because she has a hard time walking. And we're like, all right, we'll find a handicap spot close to the door. We go back and forth and back and forth. Every single handicap spot in the casino is taken. This is 2:00 on a Monday afternoon. Every single one.
They have a lot of them too.
And they have a lot of them. There are rows of them. And every single one of those spots was taken. We eventually, we had to wait. We finally saw someone slowly getting into their car. So my mom and I, camped out and waited there for 5 minutes as they're, slowly creaking into their cars and, getting all
Wait,
the
you're
stuff
stalking these older people coming out of the
Well,
casino?
my mom needed to be
see where they're
close.
going. So, what do you just ride along slowly next to them?
No, they walked
while
to
they're,
the car, but they were sitting in there. It was one of those old.
Well, they're using the handicap spots
well,
for
they
a
need to-
reason.
They had to get out.
So
They've
you and your
used their
mom are just
time.
stalking this old lady in a walker.
No, it
pick
was
it
an
up,
old man who was just sitting in his car. Who knows?
pick
who
it
knows
up,
what he was
Mabel.
doing.
Come on.
And he had, the tissue box in the back window. As per usual. Well, my mom has a hard time walking a long distance, so she is permitted with a
Yeah.
handicap permit for a reason.
Right.
So we're like, all right. So we waited for this person.
By the
What?
way, Mabel still a really good old lady name.
Mabel is
Yeah.
the best name.
I was. We had a babysitter for a while named Mabel. when I was
Mabel
little.
needs to
Some
make
friend
a
of my
comeback.
parents. I don't remember very much, but we would get dropped off at Mabel's place in Albany, and then we'd go hang out.
Yeah, Mabel needs to be a
It's
popular
solid.
name.
Yeah,
It's a
Mabel
solid
had a
name.
mean dog, and she smoked, and then she would give us little treats on plates. That's all I remember.
Oh, Mabel.
Yeah,
She sounds like a
and then
classy
she'd watch her programs.
Mm-hmm.
Mabel.
Well, so we ended up. The guy finally pulled out of the handicap parking spot. The one, and it was so the handicap parking spots were so. That was such a dire situation that as we were getting out, somebody else pulled back, and I hear this hey, are you guys coming or going? I'm like, we're just
So
parking.
it's just a bunch of angry
It's
people.
Okay, yes, that's
Yeah.
what's to come. So
Yeah,
I was like, all
okay.
right. So every single handicap spot. This is 2 p.m. on a Monday. I'm like, okay. My mom's like, all right, here you go. Here's some money to gamble with. Here's some beer money. I'm going to play my games. I'm like, okay. So I am by far the youngest person there, and I'm
Yeah.
not young. But
Yeah.
I mean, by years, by decades, not by decades. I don't know because some of them, some of the people are meth years, and you can't quite tell how old.
Sure,
they are.
that happens.
Yeah. And so I could just kind of wander up to the bar and get myself my light beer. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'm just going to go wander around and gamble. So I've had a couple of games that I really like playing.
Uh-huh.
But, then I just play them for a little while. And then I don't want to, waste all the money. So then, I'll go to another one, then play it for a little bit, then go and bounce back and forth. And by then it felt like, a long time had gone by. And I look, it's only been 20 minutes. I'm like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
So I finally, tracked down my mom. And she was like, okay, well, I just want to stay here for maybe like an hour or two. We'll see. I'm like, okay. So kept wandering around. And that was when I just started to people watch because I'm like, I don't have the wherewithal to just sit and like plug money into the machine.
Right.
And so I just have my beer and I'm wandering around in a casino and I'm starting to notice like it's
Drinking
all,
by yourself at 2 p.m. And
I'm
so for everybody else, though, imagine how they're looking at you.
No,
What's this
everyone
lady
was
doing?
Are you kidding me? It was just walls of smoke, just like
Yeah.
everyone
Oh,
smoking cigarettes.
I'm just saying, though, you're there by yourself at 2 p.m. on the Monday
Can
as well.
I just tell you? I was like a Chinook Winds 10, okay?
Oh, yeah.
I felt so good. Like, I was not looking amazing, but I got some head turns.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was wearing like my beach clothes, which weren't like that
Uh-huh.
great. I'm not saying that but I'm just saying I was a Lincoln City 10
Right.
when I was in that
You
casino.
were the talk of the town right
Talk
there.
of the town.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm walking around, yes, drinking my beer by myself, and then I'm like, I finished my one beer, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. Because my mom's just like, oh, get another beer. It's fine. You're not driving. I'm driving. You have fun.
Yeah.
And so she kept plying me with beer.
Have fun by yourself.
Have fun by yourself with a limited amount of money to
Did you
gamble
make
with
any
and beer money.
friends? Did you talk to anybody?
No, but then I started people watching, and I was going to say, like, and it was just a sea of cotton tops as far as the
Yeah.
eyes could see.
Yeah.
As far as the eye could see, just cotton tops. And as I started watching, because at first you just kind of see them, just kind of sitting in their different things and like hitting the button, doing their like screen things. They're touching it and like.
Oh, yeah. They have the
kissing
different,
it.
And like troll dolls and stuff like that.
Yeah, and like
Uh-huh.
a lot of them like do like the weird like whoo, like swirling their
Really?
hands
They
over
have
the
like
screen.
weird
Oh yeah, 'cause
magic things?
they'll be like hit and then like.
And then doing a swishy
And do a
motion with their
swishy
hand over
motion
it.
over like trying to, or they'll be like, come, like they'll talk to the screen.
They talk to it.
They talk to the screen.
Okay.
They'll be like, come on, baby, come on. I'm like,
Okay.
oh, it's kind of creepy. But then I started noticing like the interaction, and they aren't like spending time together, but they're kind of combative because like there are some machines that you could tell were like paying out pretty big.
Uh-huh.
So people were starting to get a little squirrely and impatient because there were a majority of the people, and this is not making fun of anybody, but I will
Yes, it
say, no, I'm not. The majority of people there now this is probably about 3 p.m. on a Monday, all for the most part have walkers or wheelchairs or
Okay.
oxygen tanks or a combination of
Sure.
all of them.
Uh-huh.
So it's kind of like an obstacle course to get anywhere because there are all these like haphazard walkers and wheelchairs and things blocking areas. And then
Right.
people are kind of like trying to hoard machines. So I started to notice that like everyone is individual, but they're also all not getting along because they're all fighting over the different things. I saw some
Okay.
like squabbles, not some elbows, but definitely people like sliding into chairs when somebody was just about ready to sit down, like the handicap parking spots
Yeah.
in the
Yeah, so
casino
they're all
parking
fighting.
lot. They were fighting. They were
Okay.
fighting.
See, this is why I thought maybe there would be some kind of an organization to this.
No,
you
so
know,
I would just pick
An
a
old lady
spot.
hierarchy, because they probably all go there at the same time generally.
I would just pick an unpopular game like in there and then just kind of
Uh-huh.
sit there and drink my beer. So by now I'm on like my second beer. And I'm just sitting there and watching the old lady squabble because I found like this popular machine. I don't know, it was some like Good Fortune or some kind of machine.
Right.
And they were all fighting over it and everyone was gathered around. So
Yeah.
I'm
Did
watching
you
that.
engage with any of them?
No, I just watched because
Okay.
they gave me dirty looks.
Okay.
I don't think they liked
The old
me.
ladies didn't like you?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No.
All right. See, I think you have an opportunity there to try to get in on this action. That's what I would think.
Yeah.
But maybe that'd be more what I would do. Like go flirt with one of the old ladies.
But I
then-
really, I
you
did
know.
enjoy it. It was fun. I mean, like to sit around, not a care in the world. I'm like, I'm sorry. I felt like a kept woman because my mom she would give me like another $10. She's like, all right, you want to gamble some more?
I need another beer,
I'm like,
ma'am.
man, no, I didn't even have to ask because she was having so much fun. I just came up to her, I like finished my second beer, and by then I'm like getting a little buzzed. I'm like, I'm drunk by myself in
Yeah.
a casino on a Monday afternoon.
Yeah, waiting for your mom gambling.
Waiting for my mom. And so I go up and I'm like, "Hi, Mom. Hey, what's going on, Mom?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm getting all these bonuses." And she's really good at I get excited if I win like $2, and
Uh-huh.
she's like, "Oh, I won like $100." I'm like, "Okay, I don't." know."
Cool.
Yeah. So then she'll just like give me more money. She's like, "Go get another beer. I'm driving." Like, Jesus, okay. So yeah, spent the entire afternoon. So that being said, I was there for about 4.5 hours yesterday, which
Wow.
in casino time is like 2 weeks.
That's a long time.
It was forever. At
4.5
one
hours.
point-
I mean, that's usually enough time you see a changeover in all the people.
No, I started to I was starting to like kind of daze out.
Were
like,
you
okay.
drinking beer the entire time?
Yeah, I had like 4 beers.
You had more than 4 beers. If you were there
I
for
think
4
I had
and a-
5 beers.
I think maybe it was a little more.
No, I had 5.
4.5 hours.
I'm pretty sure I
You
had
drank
4
one
beers.
beer an hour. find that highly unlikely.
I mean,
Highly
there wasn't
unlikely.
really anything else to do.
That's why I find that story a little
Yeah.
suspect.
Yeah.
Um,
I did make friends with the bartender for a second because he was kind of like looking at me like,
can I have another one? So you're just constantly coming back there over.
yeah. No, and he would just be like, Coors Light. I'm like, yes, please. But
Wow.
he knew everybody's drinks. Like everyone come up, he'd be like, he was like, oh yeah, double whiskey, like whiskey soda with like a twist or whatever. Like he knew everybody.
Everybody knew. Well, yeah. I mean, probably.
So I mean, at that point, I was a regular. Like
Yeah.
I'd been wondering. Like he'd see me walk by like 17 times.
Did you see like new people come in? Like, what's up, new blood?
So I sat
Where are you
next to this
from?
one- there
Like,
was
so
this-
you should have just sat there at the bar and talked to everybody that
I
came up.
did get to watch one methy girl who was sitting next to me. I was kind of just side eyeing it. I saw her go, and this is just sad. So it's not.
Oh,
But I
okay.
saw her go from $365
Oh well, yeah. When we're talking about that,
to zero. Yeah,
yeah.
and she just went. She wasn't even enjoying it. Just hitting the button.
Well, that's people who have a problem.
I know, and
Yeah.
it was awful. So then it starts to get real because that was toward the end. I'm like, I've been here too long. Now I'm seeing the sadness.
So you've gone through, hoping you're already that far into the beer. So did you have like a cry in the corner by yourself and then like come back over?
No,
and...
I finally. So my mom, so I finally cornered my mom. Like, we have to get out of here. I'm like, it is.
I wish we
awful.
had a video just of your interactions
Just me
during
like
this entire
wandering
time.
around in circles, like a
and
time
circles,
lapse.
and then slowly.
Oh yeah.
Then
No, that
talking.
was
Did you over talk to anybody?
No, I did not. I did not.
Really?
No, nobody really wanted to talk. It's not a friendly crowd. Everyone's.
Yeah.
I mean, Mondays
All
you're
right, so
either
there's
like
no
in town.
opportunity to bust
You're
in
either
on
in
that.
town visiting, or like that's what you do during. the
See how
day.
I would probably do it. I would try to become friends with one of the older ladies. You know, because then they'll give you money. That's
Well, I
that's
did-
my ultimate goal. You know, it's
I
really
am friends
just
with
be
one
kind
of the
a-
older ladies. My mom.
Well, yeah, that's true. Never mind. I guess you already had it worked out.
I had my lady.
That's true. Yeah, you had a pretty good situation going there. You are kind of a gigolo.
Wait, what?
I mean, in a way, you know, and just you had an older person who's just giving you money
All right,
to
that's
hang out for
yeah,
your
that's
company.
a weird way to put that.
Okay,
though. I
maybe
don't
that's
like
not
that.
the
That's not
term.
the way to say
Maybe
that.
that's not the term for
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, either way.
Oh, that's fine, but I have to say I
Yeah.
don't ever want to spend that long in a casino ever again.
Yeah.
It was awful. And then, yeah, so we left there, then went home for a couple hours, ate a giant thing of noodles. It was awesome. That sobered up. And then my dad and I ended up going out for another beer because that was like
Wow.
individual fit.
Just
We were just
tearing
powering
up the
through.
town.
I know. Well, I mean, it's like Coors Lights over the course of 10 hours. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we went to this one bar in Lincoln City I'd never been to that apparently is some sort of biker bar. And it was funny because my dad he doesn't really go out
A
to
biker
bars a
bar in
lot.
Lincoln City, huh?
Everyone was wearing like leathers. Like they all had their
Did you
things
walk in?
on.
Oh, is this a biker bar?
I know my dad never seen there. He's like, oh, there are lots of motorcycles outside. Like, yeah, I know. So we were the only like non-bikers in there. Everyone was very nice. So we had our beer, and then Mom came and picked us up, and that was the end of the night.
Wow.
And I drove back today.
Big time.
Yeah.
Big time in it.
So that's my gambling story. How are
That's
you
awesome.
doing? How are you feeling?
I
What's
am
going
fine.
on with you?
I it's being noted in the chat. Just looking in the live chat, Funemployment Radio Supporters Club. If you are a member, you get to watch live, listen live, and then a lot of stuff in the archives after that. But we have a live chat as well. You can go back through and check. Courtney says Greg's life to get a sugar mama. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That'd be pretty sweet.
Oh, Carrie, the
like if I
place
say
you're bringing out.
I don't want to have to do anything. I want somebody who just wants my company.
What do you mean, do anything?
I don't know. I don't want to. You know. I'll listen to your problems. You know.
You don't want to do anything
like they
sexually?
said in Arrested Development, I want to hear all about your medicines you're taking and, you know, your dizzy spells or whatever. You know, I'll listen to all that stuff. And then, yeah, then, you know.
And then they
you
give
pay
you
me.
money?
Yeah, and then you give me money. And take me on cruises and stuff. That's the life, man. And just, you know, I don't want to do anything. As long as I don't
Do you
have to
share
do
a
anything.
bed?
No. I have a separate bed.
beds?
No, I have a separate bed that I sleep in. She sleeps in her main bed because I toss and turn.
In
I don't
her
want to bother her.
main bed?
Yeah, I don't want to bother her. I got my own little kind of like apartment off to the side of the mansion that she owns. And then, you know, I just kind of hang out and do what I want. I hang out by the pool. And yeah. Isn't that how it works? Like when you find a sugar mama?
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know either, but I'm just imagining that's what it is. Yeah.
Greg, I don't know.
And
What's
they'll be
going
like,
on in
hey,
your
we're
head
going to
right
Italy
now.
this week. I'm like, all right, let's go to Italy. Tell me about your medicines. All right. And then, you know, we're
But I'm
we're
not
good.
gonna touch you.
Yeah, well, we ain't gonna do that. We ain't gonna do that. You know, we'll work up to that. Yeah, this is pretty much, I think, how this should work. I think it sounds great.
I mean, it does seem like your dream scenario. You don't have to be like emotionally available,
No, I just listen.
but you're financially available.
I'm financially set I can do whatever I want. I got my own apartment off to the side, and you know, I can have my own friends over there. She goes to bed early. She goes to bed at like have suppers at like 4.
God, this is really creepy.
Is this too much?
Yeah.
Is this too much for me to say?
Ooh, Alex says, I've heard that if you dance well, this arrangement is possible.
I mean, do they know?
Show your moves a little.
You know, do a little jig, and I'll move around and shake my arms and shimmy a little bit.
What's going on over there?
I'm dancing for the ladies. And then boom, I just sit there and hang out.
Money at you?
Yeah,
Okay.
I ride around in a convertible. Go out to dinner every once in a while. Man, this is sounding better and better. Sounds like such an easy life.
Yeah. Good
Okay.
luck with
All
that.
right. Well, we'll think about that. Anyway,
Mhm.
beside that, well, that's probably my fever talking. No, I have been battling the plague, the sickness. I did have something I wanted to bring up to you, and this is a strange transition, but I
What?
figured you of all people would be interested in it. So, since I've been sick, I've been having some really, really strange dreams.
Oh, me
As
too.
part of it.
Yeah.
Very odd ones.
And I've been dreaming like up until the second I wake up. Like
Yeah.
I'll be dreaming until like, and then I'll wake up immediately. I'll be like, I was just dreaming like 2 seconds ago.
Yeah, yeah. But I did. I have been talking to myself a lot, and this has been happening actually.
Like in life or while you're sleeping? You talk to yourself in life. We've talked about that.
No, I'll talk. Well, I do talk to myself in life. That's true. I consciously do that when I'm walking around the house. I'll be like, oh well, what's over here? Burp, burp, burp. And I love talking to the animals, and I talk to dogs, and I love talking to animals. I'll talk to a squirrel outside too, and I guess the crow. But anyway, so I'll talk to a lot of things. But this, I've been waking myself up talking to myself.
That's weird.
And so I had this weird one happen this was what? Sunday morning, I guess? I think Sunday morning. And but it's been happening frequently where I'll be like blah, 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 talking, and I'll wake up and I'll just keep on talking. Like I'll wake up out of my dream and be like, oh, well, okay, well, this is what we're doing now. And I'm talking to somebody. And it's really strange because when I wake up, it feels very natural. Like, oh, okay, well, we're awake now. Well, I don't know if I should roll over for this thing. And I just keep on talking, and it's out loud. And I'm very conscious of the fact that I'm awake. Like, I know that I'm awake, and I know I'm talking out loud, but I don't feel strange about it. And the other morning, well, Sunday morning, or maybe it's in the middle of the night. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure. It must have been closer to morning, but it's very dark in my room. So I woke up from talking to myself, and I'm laying in bed, and I look over, and I'm
so what
on
are
my
you
right
saying? You're
side.
like having a conversation?
Yeah, I'm having a conversation. Yeah,
That is so freaky.
Yeah, and I wake up, and I'm like, and I know I'm having a conversation, and I know there's nobody else there, but I'm still talking, and I'm having a conversation.
But
Like
you know
it's like
there's
I'm in the
nobody
middle
else
of a
there.
conversation, like almost like how we start our show, where our show kind of
Like
starts in the middle of a
mid-conversation, yeah.
conversation. That's how me waking up is. Like I'm in the middle of I'm asleep in the middle of a conversation. I wake up like, oh, I'm awake now. Anyway, so here's what I think is going on, and I just keep on talking. And so what happened is, I was.
Here you go. Do you need tissue?
No, it's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
I wake up. I'm laying on my side, on my right side, and so my right head's kind of on the pillow, and I'm
Your right head.
my,
Oh my
my
God,
right,
you
the
are
right side of my
delirious.
head is on the
Yeah.
pillow. I'm just trying to
Greg's
think
right
back to
head.
actually describe how this is, and I'm also on the right side of my bed. So I'm sitting there, and I look up, and I realize in my head there's somebody sitting at the foot of my bed, or next to me on the bed, and they're sitting there, and they're leaning over and looking down at me while
Are
I'm
they
talking.
really tall?
Well, I'm laying flat. I mean, so I don't
okay.
know how tall they were, but taller, yeah, definitely tall, leaning over, looking at me, and just listening to me. And I look up,
Is it taking
and
your
I make eye
secrets?
contact,
Oh,
and
God.
I'll explain what it is here in a second, because I did a drawing. I made a drawing, and I'll show you what the
Oh,
drawing
I
is.
don't like that.
Because it's stuck in my head, and I look up at this thing, and I'm just
A thing?
and I'm just talking to
A
it,
thing?
and
Greg,
it just
stop.
sits there and stares
Slow
at
down.
me. So
Slow down.
okay.
What do you mean the thing?
So let me describe what it was that was sitting. And I did make a little drawing, and we can post it with this episode to explain. So
I have not,
look
by
at-
the way, for the record, I did not know about this, and I have not seen any drawing It
No.
not the little boy drawing that you did,
No,
right?
it's not the little boy that I drew before that used to stand at the foot of my bed. Yeah,
oh
no,
my
it wasn't that.
God.
The little boy with no face. No, this is something else. And I look up and I'm just talking. I'm like, oh, well, there it is. So, like I said, it's very dark in my room.
This
But I
is
could
making
tell
me uncomfortable.
I could tell the difference between the darkness of the room, that it's black, and that there's also something else that's very black, that's like leaning over me and just staring at me, like listening intently.
Oh, stop with your crazy eyes. You have crazy
And
eyes. What color are its eyes? Does it have eyes?
I'll explain.
Okay.
It's not the shape of a person. It's like almost like the shape of a big black square. And I can't really see the edges, but it's like a big black square, like dark black,
Like
pure black, like a big square
like
kind of
charcoal black that
charcoal
has like
black.
It absorbs no light. Like,
Yeah, kind of, and that's just leaning over me, and it's staring, and it's got
Is it like a Gumby?
So-
like a black Gumby?
Gumby's a fair description. Yeah, black Gumby. But I can't see the edges of it. And it's what it's doing, and it's not saying a word to me. It's just listening to me, and it's got this giant smile, like a cartoon.
What?
Like, I'm just telling you what I saw. I swear to you, this is what, obviously between the dream, wake state, whatever it was I was in, and it's this giant smile that's like comically large, and comically large teeth, smiling at me, and these eyes that are kind of like almond shaped, that go to a point up at the top.
Fuck that.
It does have
Fuck
pupils, and there's
that.
no other features on the face. There's no other features other than a giant smile and these giant eyes, and it's just staring there, and it's leaning down over me, staring at me. And while I'm talking to it, giving no response to what I'm saying, it just stares at me. And I kind of did a little drawing. Alex says like the gentleman from Buffy. I don't know what that looks like.
Oh,
know.
yeah, the gentleman. I made you watch that episode where they all float around and steal everybody's voices. And they're all
I don't
like-
remember what they look
and they
like
do that.
though. Oh, this
And
yeah.
they're super fucking
Well, this
creepy.
there was no features. There was no nose. There was no real face other than giant mouth and eyes, like almost like a Cheshire cat kind of thing.
All right, I just found this image. I'm
And-
posting it in our chat, Greg. Does it look
Well,
kind of similar to this?
Well, I've got the drawing I can show. I'll show it on the video, and then obviously we'll post this. A little bit like that picture. That has way more definition than what it actually was. So I'll hold this up.
Ew.
So we'll post this on this episode on Funemployment Radio.
What does that look
so
like?
you can
That
go to the
reminds me of
website and take a
something.
look. And that's just there's no real edge to this though, and that's pure black, right, where I scribbled it in. So it's just the giant smile and eyes that are staring at me. And it's like it's leaning over me, like looking down on me, like that. So like I'm flat, and it's just leaning over, like listening to everything that
That
I'm
reminds me
saying.
of something from my childhood. Is it like the
So that's what it was doing. It was
what is
it
it?
was
That
listening.
70s cartoon with the abominable snowman. He kind of looks like that.
I
I think
you
that's
mean
what I'm thinking.
You're talking about Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer with
yes.
the bumble, as far as the smile and the eyes.
Yeah, but
John is asking, I do want to see what questions people have too. So John is asking, do you have sleep paralysis? I don't. I mean, I was moving my head up, and I was leaning over and I was looking at it. I'm like, oh, well, anyway, blah, 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 blah. And I just kept talking to it. I didn't seem afraid.
like look at that thing I posted in the chat.
Yeah, the bumble's a smile and eyes. Yeah, a little bit like that. But more like the Cheshire cat, where it's just completely black, just the eyes and the mouth. There was a shape.
Was it scary?
Excuse me. There was a shape. I just couldn't figure out where the shape ended. Because it wasn't a person. The mouth was way too large, and the eyes were way too big to be a person. Like, just
Were
ridiculously
you
large.
scared?
No. No.
God, what is wrong with
I wasn't scared. I was just like, oh, all right, well, you're here. Well, anyway, blah, blah, blah. And I just kept telling it things. And it just stared at me, listening to me. And it looked real sinister. But I wasn't afraid of it.
you? Was it like drawing secrets out of you? Like why were
What do you mean,
talking
drawing
to
secrets
it?
out
I
of
don't
me?
know. Like if it's like having you talk in your sleep.
I
and
don't
then-
know exactly what I told it.
That's
I don't know
that's
what I
not
told it,
comforting.
for sure.
Like, were you awake? Do you have sleep? Like, can you move? That's
Um,
a valid question with the sleep paralysis thing because that's when
Yeah,
it is,
no, I can move.
it's like that waking state, but that state right
Where
between
you're
like
frozen
waking
and you can't
dreaming.
move. No, I could move. I felt like I was moving
But there's
my head
also
up
like a
and looking
lucid
at it.
state where like you aren't quite awake, but you're not quite asleep, and so you can still kind of almost put dream things into the
Yeah.
actual world.
Could be.
So
Could
how did
be,
it go
yeah.
away? Like what happened? Did you just fall
I
back
eventually
asleep?
I was just like, well, no, I need to go back. I think I told it I need to go back to sleep. I said that to it in some form, maybe not exactly that, but I remember conveying to it that and saying it out loud, like I need to go back to sleep. I need to go back to sleep, and then closing my eyes and then going back to sleep.
Could you feel the weight of it sitting on the bed?
Yeah, it felt like there was some. I knew it was sitting on the bed. Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Like when you
I
can
could
tell
feel a
someone, like, comes
significant
and
weight, not like a
sits on-
significant heavy weight, but I could tell something was sitting because my legs were close to the edge of the bed, and I could tell something was butted up against it,
Jesus.
like it was sitting there and then turning over and leaning, and with its
Okay,
giant
I don't
eyes.
even know how to. I don't even know what to
What does
say
that
about
mean?
That. That's fucking creepy. I don't know.
I mean, it's and I drew it. I mean, and that is really what it looked like. That's pretty close. Like I said, except for just completely black, and we'll post this up at on the episode for this Funemployment Radio episode.
If you want to show me,
Edward, do you feel it within you now? I don't know. Show you what?
because I'm pretty good with Photoshop. So if you want to like describe it to me, like one of those like
What do you
sketch
want to do? A
artist.
sketch artist? Well, I mean, it's pretty much this, just completely black and with like a vague shape, squarish shape around it.
Okay, I'll see if I can recreate it.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up.
Did it have like pointy teeth or just straight teeth? Or were they just white? Was it just a white mess?
It was mostly there were teeth, but I don't recall exactly. I think they were just like the lines, like almost cartoon lines, like kind of thing going on. But I don't. That part's a little bit vague. I just know the giant smile and there were teeth, but I don't recall like pointy like fangs or anything like that. They were just teeth, but the teeth were closed. There was nothing in between. Like the teeth touched the entire way. But the smile
your
was
fever
just
dreams are weirder
the
than
smile,
mine.
like one of those smiles that like goes all the way up to your cheeks. Like in the here's a real old one in Soundgarden's
Black Hole Sun.
Black Hole Sun.
Yeah.
When the smiles go all the way up, like that. It's like kind of like that in the big eyes. Ooh, yeah, it is. Yeah, it's like that. Anyway, that's what it was.
I don't really
There's
have
some-
dreams with monsters in them. Like I don't really have creatures in my dreams.
Yeah,
I'm more like real life.
I want to know if anybody else has
Experience.
had this kind of dream.
Or
Like,
anyone
send
else
us an
has seen
email.
something like that.
Funemploymentradio@gmail.com.
We should
Send
ask
us an email.
Aaron Duran and see if he knows
Yeah.
like what kind of thing that would be.
Like I said,
If it would
I
be.
don't remember. I wasn't afraid. I was like, it definitely wanted to hear what I had to say.
That's so creepy. No, it was drawing it out of you.
It was listening to me. Just listening.
When was this? Yesterday?
A
A couple days ago?
What's today? Tuesday? Sunday morning. Yeah.
I don't like that one bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Edward's asking a good question. Would it make you feel better to know that this was real or this is your own creation? I don't know.
Own
Either way, it's
creation.
screwed up. Yeah, but if it's my own creation, what the fuck is wrong with my brain that this is what I'm creating?
I will never describe to you my weirdest dreams ever. Everyone has fucked up dreams where they're doing something really awful.
What do you mean, really awful?
No, I mean, I'm sure that like everybody can think of like sometime
What
when you
kind of
had a dream-
dreams do you have where you're doing something really awful? Does it involve murder? Do you murder
Oh.
people in your dreams?
Well, it depends. If I realize it's a dream and I want to murder somebody, then yeah. Is this a dream?
You kill people in your dreams?
This is a dream. No, I don't kill people in my dreams. I do have a lot of dreams though
I
where
feel like you're covering that
I'm
up.
no. I do have a dream. I had this one particular last night where I have dreams where I'm trying to drive a vehicle, but I'm always stuck in the very back seat. And like I'm driving last night I dreamt I was driving a van and I was trying to drive it around, but I can't really see where I'm going because like the front of the van is like way where that window is, but I'm in the back trying to drive it. It's very odd. I have these things like on bicycles. Like I have, I'll try to drive in my dreams. I'll be in the back of it, or on a bicycle, I'll be like 50 feet up in the air and trying to navigate through streets that I can't. Like I'll be riding and then like looking down.
Like the bicycle touches the ground, but
The
you're
bicycle
pedaling?
touches the ground, but I'm
It's
like
like a super tall bike?
but I'm like 50 feet up, and so I can see the little roads and the other cars, and I'm trying to like, I go around them like it's a video game, but I'm trying to also not like wobble off my bike.
Oh, I'd just be afraid I'd fall off.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, no, I am,
Yeah.
but it's kind of terrifying.
Mr. Jenke says, Sarah, that's your desire to become a podcast host rather than a co-host. Uh-oh. There it is. It's your eating show.
I
that
want to
you're
be in the
launching.
front seat. I know.
Yeah. Let's switch spots.
Don't tempt me.
Oh, okay. Hey, you get all the things that come with it.
No, thank you. Hello, my friends. My name is Sarah X. Dillon. Welcome to my world of crazy.
Crazy.
Randomly, I didn't even know that you were going to be talking about ghosts. I mean, we totally pre-planned this, but you've heard of the Queen Mary, right? Well, you've seen Arrested Development.
Queen
so
Mary.
okay,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
All right. So for the first
Shoveling
time,
coal.
my friend Sandy actually worked on the Queen Mary for years and years. So for the first time,
So what is this, the Queen Mary? Just explain for everybody.
Oh, it's a docked boat in the harbor that's basically like a restaurant in Long Beach.
It's like a restaurant and a.
Well, if you let me
Is it a
tell the
museum or
story, then
anything?
I can say it.
Oh, okay.
So for the first time in 30 years, the Queen Mary is now allowing guests to stay in their most notoriously haunted room. They've never allowed people to stay there for the past 30 years because it is so haunted. Greg.
So haunted. So one of the rooms on there. Okay, so.
So officials with the Queen Mary say the retired ocean liner will now be renting out their notoriously haunted room for the first time in 30 years. So this cruise liner...
Retired ocean liner. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's what I was just trying to understand.
Yeah.
Just to explain what it is.
Yes, it's a retired ocean liner that's basically docked, and you can go onto... What are you looking at?
Nothing. I'm pulling up the Queen Mary.
Oh, okay. The cruise... so it turned into the Long Beach Hotel. That's what it's changed into now. So it's called the Queen Mary, but it's also the Long Beach Hotel. Announced that their stateroom B340... which has been featured on shows including Sci-Fi Channel's Ghost Hunters and the British television series Most Haunted, will be available to guests starting for a mere $500 a night.
Okay, yeah. $500.
With their first
What do
rental
you get
being
with it?
available on Friday, April 13th. So they say the last time that the room was actually occupied by a human guest was in the 1980s. Says the general manager of the Queen Mary. For decades, we had thousands of visitors request to occupy the room. And after 30 years, we are excited, aka we need to pay the bills, to once again extend the offer to our guests. So it hasn't had people in it since the 80s. Officials say paranormal activity in the room has been reported as far back as the ship's final ocean voyage, which happened in 1967, before it became the Queen Mary.
The Queen Mary.
Guests staying in the room reported unusual activity, including lights and water faucets turning on and off by themselves, as well as covers being removed from guests while they slept. Some reported waking to see a dark
Wait a minute.
figure.
How old is this boat?
It doesn't say how old it is, but it said their final voyage was in 1967.
Okay, from 1930. You don't think there's anything that could be wrong with the pipes in that boat that it could turn faucets on?
Oh, I don't know, Greg.
Water
Says
pressure?
the guy who just said a crazy black creature
I
with
talk
a
about
giant
real
white
things,
smile was
okay?
sitting on his bed and talking
Yes.
to him.
Well, that's
Okay.
different.
Yeah, so some also reported waking to see a dark figure standing next to their bed. Maybe it's your buddy, Greg. The Queen Mary says that the room comes with standard hotel amenities, as well as a chest containing items including a Ouija board, tarot cards, a crystal ball, and other ghost hunting equipment.
Fuck that. Why are you going to go on there and use a Ouija board? That's stupid.
Okay.
Sorry, that's dumb.
Yeah, you say it, Greg. You just speak your truth.
I mean, whatever
Greg.
you believe in it or not, I'm not going to mess around with it.
Mm.
I'm not going to tempt things.
Did you watch Veronica yet?
No.
Okay.
Veronica on Netflix?
Yeah, the movie that I was telling you about. I talked about it on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, this Spanish horror movie on Netflix. Pretty good. It was pretty good. It has a Ouija board in it, too, which reminded me of it.
All
You
right.
always have to say goodbye. Always say goodbye.
Okay, I'll watch it.
All right, out of Florida. Oh, out of Fort
Florida.
Pierce, Florida.
Pablo, honey.
Not Port St. Lucie. Unfortunately, Port St. Lucie's been pretty quiet, but Fort Pierce is stepping up to the plate. A Florida woman who was arrested last month on drug possession charges says that no, it was not her cocaine that they found in her purse.
Whose was it?
The wind blew it into there.
Oh!
It was the wind's cocaine.
What?
Kanisha Posey, 26 years young, was one of
The
the
wind.
two passengers in a car swerving around on a roadway when it was stopped by Fort
Trying
Pierce
to
police.
avoid
Yes.
all that cocaine
All
blowing
the
down.
cocaine blowing in the wind.
Oh, it's too much cocaine.
Well, according to the police report, an officer approached the car and smelled an odor of marijuana coming from inside. During a search of the car, an officer found cocaine and marijuana in separate bags inside of the purse that Posey had on her lap. Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
When questioned about the drugs, Posey admitted to the fact that, yes, the marijuana was hers, but the cocaine had a different story.
Oh, yeah.
She says, Posey said in her report, I don't know anything about any cocaine. She continues, it's a windy day. It must have flown in through the window and into my purse. Shockingly, the police did not believe her testimony. And she was booked into county jail on 1 felony count of cocaine possession and a misdemeanor count of marijuana possession. She was later released on bond.
What was her name again?
Kenesha Posey.
How do you spell that name?
Kennecia.
Posey. Okay, yeah. I just wanted to pull up an.
Well, I mean,
image.
think of like the tourist draw to Fort Pierce, Florida.
I know.
Everyone's like, holy shit.
Open up your purse.
They have baggies of cocaine blowing around
Just
down
fly
there.
right into your.
They just fly right in. Yeehaw. All right. Well, I do have an update.
I think we talked about this on the show already. It's not my pants.
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, from the
No, 'cause
police live show.
No, it's always not their pants.
It's not my pants.
No, I think we had a not
Whose
not my pants.
Yeah, we did. We talked about this.
We did have one last week because
Yeah.
there's at least like one every couple of weeks. Of
Right.
that. It's not my pants.
These weren't my pants. I don't
Whose
know.
pants are they?
I don't know.
know.
I don't know. They're at my buddy's house. I just put them on. They're not my pants.
They're not my pants.
I love that excuse.
Cocaine blew in. It's fine.
Not my pants.
All right, and I do have an update on a story that we talked about probably about a month or so ago. Now, do you remember that the Hollywood sex cult with that girl who was the
girl
actress from
from,
Smallville?
Yeah.
Allison Mack.
Uh-huh.
So I don't properly know how to.
That thing's nuts.
Yeah.
I've read some about that. They
It's-
brand them and
They brand them with her initials and the founder's initials. So Allison Mack's initials and the other founder, Keith Rainier. So this is the sex cult called. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's like
yeah, it's weird numerals.
It's like numerals. So it's the sex cult. Which has been known to brand female slaves with the founder's initials, is covertly recruiting, now not just in Hollywood, but within Brooklyn. They have moved to Brooklyn to try and get
Makes
hipster
sense.
Brooklyn people
Yeah, it makes
to
sense.
join their sex cult.
Yeah, I bet you can. I mean, you got money, you have
Yep.
some boredom,
Yeah, so they're trying to get into
sense
the
of entitlement.
into
Not saying everybody in Brooklyn, but you know what I'm
they're
talking
they're
about.
trying to get into the artsy fartsy like Brooklyn
Yeah.
like crowd.
Honestly, I think a little bit of this Rajneeshi thing, the resurgence of everybody finding out about Rajneeshis finally after all this time. Some people are like, oh yeah. Because you know there's going to be a group that'll be like, oh, that sounds pretty cool. Like, they
Yeah.
didn't do anything wrong. Like, yeah, they did. They were psychos. But
It was
You
pretty.
know.
I was talking to my parents about the documentary because they didn't know they don't really watch a lot of Netflix, and they were telling me about how they remembered the Rajneeshis and
Yeah.
how freaky that time was. All right. Anyway, so
they're not a joke.
So the founder, along with Allison Mack, but this guy's name is Keith Rainier, was arrested in Mexico last month on sex trafficking charges. So last month, a number of notable Williamsburg artists and writers who have asked not to be named were invited by friends as what was billed to be a party promising authentic conversation among creatives.
Authentic conversation, not
Now,
that fake
not
conversation.
that fake conversation you have.
You get in Brooklyn where there's like 9 million creative people. I mean, seriously, that's one of the epicenters of creativity.
I know.
No, you'll never find any real people here in
Never.
New York.
Well, a flyer for the event at a private home in Williamsburg billed the extravaganza as, quote, an evening of meeting cool, like-minded artists and chatting about life, authenticity, and the awesome human potential. God, there would be nothing that could drag me to something that was described like that.
No. Yeah, I'm trying to pull up a pronunciation. You want to hear what it is?
Yeah.
Sive.
Sive?
Sive?
Okay, this website maybe not be.
Sive.
Zivm. Zivm.
That's stupid.
Yeah, it is. So I'm just going to keep
Okay.
calling it sex cult.
All right,
Okay.
thank you.
It also
Sex
vaguely
cult.
referred in the bill after saying the cool, like-minded artists, because you know what says something's not cool is if you say cool.
Yeah.
Cool, like-minded artists, man.
Let's have real
Chatting
conversation.
about life and authentic. When people
Authentic
say they want to
conversation.
talk about authenticity, like you're a douchebag.
Let's have an authentic conversation.
Yeah, I mean, I just like am really like striving for like the true meaning of authenticity. Oh, there's nothing
God.
that sounds more like a fucking
You
idiot
sounded like a
28-year-old.
douche. You
I
sounded
know.
like a douche right there.
Let's see. Also, vaguely refers to discussions about quote human expression programs. Yeah, but
Human
once,
expression programs.
but
How
once
could you go to that and be like, you know what? Yeah, that sounds like good. Yeah.
that,
All right.
That's how I want to
You
spend my
hooked me.
Saturday.
Yeah.
You got me. You got me.
Oh,
You
I
know
would
what-
go to it. Absolutely.
You know what I'd much
you
rather
kidding me?
do on a Saturday is go to Landmark Saloon for the Funemployment Radio Experience, which is happening Saturday, April 14th. Tickets still available. We would love each and every one of you to come. Get your tickets at funemploymentradio.com/experience.
What a lovely idea.
Yeah, and it's so much cheaper than what these people were pitched for $10 American.
No sex cult activities
No,
at all.
unless you want sex cult
No,
activities.
Landmark Saloon is not going to allow sex cult activities.
That you know of.
You can set it up and then arrange it afterwards if you want.
I mean, the sex cult activities probably will not happen at the Landmark Saloon,
No.
but I'm sure that you could maybe
unless that gets you to buy a $10 ticket.
Whoa,
funemploymentradio.com/experience.
Greg
No, I'm not saying there's any sex cult activity. That's not what it is. There is no clarifying statement. There are no sex cult activities at the Fun Employment Radio experience.
keep digging.
funemploymentradio.com/experience.
Or there could be. Why don't you pick up a ticket and find out?
Maybe, yeah.
All right, Greg. So
Maybe
let me
we'll give
continue
you a
on with this party.
presentation.
So that was
That's
how
what it is.
There is. Well, we do have a presentation. We don't have a presentation.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what are you doing? I didn't know where that's.
No, we have some things planned. You won't want to miss it. All right. So once at the party, though, so they were pitched for the cool, like-minded artist party. So once they got there, the guests were shocked to be pitched a $10,000 curriculum called The Source, which is a supposed life improvement program for actors and artists. So one person who was there said that it started off fine. There'd been no sign of sex slavery or scalding irons, but things turned weird
Scalding irons.
when the opening wine and cheese reception turned into a presentation pitch for what is called The Source. The pitch sent some people running toward the door, while others seemed to take it seriously. The partygoer said to her friend who invited her to it, said, "She's a nice girl, but now I'm kind of mad at her for trying to induct me into her sex cult. I didn't realize she was part of it."
Damn it, Cheryl! I don't want to join your sex cult.
God damn it,
for the
Cheryl.
last time.
It's so awkward. Closer investigation revealed that the organizer of the Brooklyn party is a current member of the sex cult.
Nice.
There's a video of Rainier discussing its principles. So they actually had the video of the guy who was arrested for the sex cult in Mexico, talking to the
Wow.
new sex cult possible inductees. Also, they had the video of Allison Mack, the Smallville actress, who was said to have been with Rainier when he was arrested.
No, there's video of her.
Okay, so she's there too.
Yeah, because there's a video online of him getting arrested, put in the back of like a Mexican cop car, and this gaggle of girls are just like, "We're gonna follow him," and then she's barking.
Yeah.
One of them's barking orders. I think it's Allison Mack barking orders at the other ones.
Yeah.
It looks weird. It's weird.
So that's happening. So if somebody invites you to anything, an evening of meeting cool, like-minded artists and chatting about life, authenticity, and awesome human potential, know that you're trying to get inducted into a sex cult.
Yeah, just be aware. Unless that's
Be
what,
aware.
that's what you want to do.
If that's what you want to do.
That's
you know.
what you're into.
No judgment. Super judgment, actually. I totally judge you. That's your world of crazy.
Can't wait to explain to Nick at Landmark Saloon. Hey, Nick, so
Yeah.
I know we're doing our live show here, and thank you for all that trust. We needed to black out all the windows. We're going to do a little sex cult thing.
Oh.
Surprise!
Surprise! Who knows? The Fun Employment Radio experience. It's different every time. Sex cult.
Okay, guys, no problem.
You know what's a good time for a sex cult meeting? Noon on a Saturday.
Dude, on a Saturday.
Oh, boy.
Robinson in the live chat just said, "I can't imagine how excited Greg must be on the inside for the sheer possibility of a sex cult. Why? One step closer to his creepy mask party."
Oh, yeah.
I just want to know what happens. I would go to the meeting.
Yeah, Greg, nobody is thinking that you wouldn't go to
I
the
would.
meeting. Yeah, you're
Dare
not,
me.
Yeah, you're not really.
I would go to the presentation. And
You're
be
not
like,
really blowing
I'd
anybody's
be like,
minds.
"Oh my God, this is so boring." And why are we only getting one glass of wine? You know they ration the wine. Like you get one glass, then you got to listen for like a half hour, then you get another glass. They make you wait. It's not like you can just sit there at an open bar like glug 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 glug.
Okay.
I have a cold. All right,
Yeah, you sound a little crazy.
let's do a little ball talk.
A little ball talk.
A little ball talk, just a little bit, just a
Okay.
smidge. Let's have a little bit of ball talk. And there's a lot that's happened in the world of ball talk over the last few days, but
Yeah, there has been a lot.
only a couple of things that I'm going to talk about. Well, one of them, I will say this. I don't think we ever talked about the whole, and it's kind of been covered, but the Conor McGregor breakdown. Did
No,
we
I
talk
think
about
you were
that?
going to, and then we were like, no, I don't really want to.
Yeah, Conor McGregor, anyway, he was arrested. I don't believe he can leave the country right now because he threw a giant temper tantrum and threw a, do you know the whole story?
Not really.
There was going to be a big UFC match over the weekend. Conor McGregor, I think it was on Thursday night, and there's video everywhere, went to the media day for this thing, and there's video of him backstage in this parking lot where he grabbed a dolly, I think it is, and threw it through the window of one of the tour buses.
Jeez.
The glass hit two of the competitors. One of them couldn't fight then afterward. He was arrested, sent to jail. He paid some exorbitant fee to get out, but that was fine. And oh shit, there's breaking news here too. Okay, well I'm glad we are talking about it. I'll get to the breaking news here in a second. And then went to jail, and then it sounded like UFC maybe like, oh, we're never gonna have him again. I posted something when it happened. I'm like, this really seems like a publicity stunt because it's all caught on video. It seems like a world wrestling thing.
Oh, Greg, you didn't do your ball talk intro.
Oh, I'm Greg Nibbler. Let's talk balls.
Balls.
Head's a little foggy.
A little bit of a foggy noggin, everybody.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And so that's what's happened right now. So he's got a whole bunch of legal things to figure out. And Dana White, head of UFC, said he'll probably never wrestle again, but then slowly that's kind of backed away from that.
Of course.
So I don't know. Either he really is just a fucking psychopath, which he could be. I mean, to be that into fighting, you gotta be crazy in a way. I mean, you gotta have that ability to snap, or this is all an orchestrated thing.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless,
All right, so
here's
what's
the breaking news.
Yes, tell me.
Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather Jr., it's being said, according to the Sports Journal, that they're going to have another fight. That they're going to fight, what? That the UFC, they're going to have a UFC match with modified rules. I do not see that happening. I don't see Floyd Mayweather Jr. getting into a UFC match with Conor McGregor.
No.
Conor McGregor would kick his ass.
I don't know.
Huh. All right, well, anyway, that's the rumor that's going on. They would make gajillions of dollars if that happened. All right, gajillions of dollars. Huh. Well, we'll see. Anyway, that's what one of the reports are. It would make sense if they're trying to promote it to have a little bit of a kerfuffle going on. Like, whoa, Conor McGregor's crazy.
Conor McGregor.
He's crazy. Which he might be crazy.
McGregor.
All right, moving on to Ball Talk. Another fight that happened. This time, I just want to report this. This is tangentially related to sports because it happened at a Milwaukee Brewers game. A Milwaukee TV reporter was arrested after punching a fellow reporter from another network.
Oh my God, so Anchorman actually happened?
It is Anchorman.
Yes.
Now, what happened is Milwaukee television reporter AJ Bayatpour, I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right. Anyway, he was at the Brewers game with his coworker. So it's gonna get a little deep here. He was at the game with his coworker, and her name is what's her name? Madeline Anderson. So Madeline Anderson is his coworker, and at this game, AJ was berating Madeline, his coworker, because of who she's dating. She's dating from the rival network. So AJ and Madeline work for Fox. They're coworkers. On NBC's affiliate in Milwaukee, that's where that punk Ben Jordan works.
Oh, not Ben Jordan.
Ben Jordan works for them. And Ben is dating Madeline. So it's
What?
an NBC Fox cross, a little Romeo and Juliet thing going on. Well, AJ was having none of it and started
bet.
berating Madeline and ridiculing her in front of coworkers. Jordan stepped in to defend her honor, and AJ punched him in the face. It really sounds like AJ's the asshole in this situation.
Does kinda sound like an asshole.
So he was arrested on battery charges, and it said that he caused a significant injury. I don't know the details on that.
Oh, because he broke the Anchorman rules.
Yeah,
not the
exactly.
face.
You don't touch the face.
You don't touch
You
the
don't
face.
touch the face.
Uh-uh.
And that's what happened. So
Oh boy.
So AJ went to jail for it. I don't know. I don't have a complete update on it. But it's being noted in the chat. Carrie just said, I think AJ has a crush on Madeline. Yeah, you don't punch somebody over it.
Yeah.
I mean, or there's some deep history with AJ and Ben, or he's got a crush on Ben. Maybe that's what it is.
It could be.
He's jealous
Who's
of
to say?
Madeline.
Who's to say?
Oh, we could have one of those we'd have a Johnny Cakes situation going on here.
Oh, stop with the Johnny Cakes. I hate it every time you say Johnny Cakes. That's like my least favorite.
Get away
phrase.
from me. I don't want your Johnny Cakes. Give me some of them Johnny Cakes.
Shut.
Fans of Sopranos season 6 will know exactly what I'm talking about. The rest of you have no clue what I'm even referring to. Johnny Cakes. God, you make some
Stop
good Johnny Cakes.
talking.
How's your book going? All right. Finally in Ball Talk, The NBA season is winding down. Oh, actually, there's two things. The NBA season is winding down. The Blazers, for some reason, don't want to get home court advantage and have found a way to lose. Gosh, I don't know, their last like 4 games, despite being only 1 win away from clinching a third spot.
No,
and
I
home
watched
court
that.
advantage. Yeah.
My dad and I watched it at the biker bar.
They cannot find a way to win. So they're limping into this season. And in theory, they could drop, up to 4 spots based on what happens tomorrow night. So tomorrow's game is the Blazers against the Jazz.
So it's a big one.
It's a big one. They have to win it. And so do the Jazz. They have to win it. So it's a big game. That's tomorrow night. Portland Trail Blazers against the Utah Jazz. They're sitting at 3-4 right now in the standings before the NBA playoffs start. It's the last game of the season. And Blazers put themselves in a very awkward position.
Oh, boy.
Yep. So that's where they're at. And, the NHL is also going into the playoffs. And I am competing in Dwayne from Calgary's NHL bracket
you are.
challenge. Yes. Where I, being the American in that, will defeat the Canadians at their own game, where I did win it a couple years ago. Did I win it last year? I might have won it last year. Yeah, this is going to be great.
Oh.
All right, so anyway.
Wait, so you guys just go back and forth winning each other's brackets?
Yeah, I think so. That's kind of how it's been going. So, did I win it last year? I'm so foggy, I don't remember.
I don't think you did. I think that
Maybe I
you're
won it
just
the year
making things
before.
up at this
I won it
point.
the year before. I did win one.
Let's just move forward.
Anyway, that's going on as well. So if you would like to compete, let us know. I can send you the link for that. All right, that concludes this edition of Ball Talk. Champion. Don't dee, don't dee, don't. Daddy, would you like some sausage? All right.
Wow.
We've got a couple of birthdays we need to do.
How's that going over there?
Oh, my head is. My head's a spinning. All right.
Well, first up, I want to give a very merry birthday to one of my oldest and dearest friends, my Lisa Mendoza.
Oh.
It is her birthday today.
Lisa.
And very happy birthday, Lisa. I know that Lisa doesn't really listen, but I know that her beau does. So, Jay, tell Lisa that we wish her happy birthday. Happy birthday, Lisa.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Lisa.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Hot damn right.
Bum, bum, bum.
All right. We also have from last week, we have a birthday. Mr. Will wrote in.
Yes, and it's 2 birthdays.
It's 2 birthdays here. Right. Yes, they each get a birthday. Well, it's one Elvis song, but you could split
one
it
Elvis song, but
equally.
they can share it. I mean,
They
they have
can
to learn
share
how
it.
to share. They're
That's true.
twins. Like,
Yeah.
this is going to be their entire life. They have to share.
Yeah, that's true. You are
I wasn't
correct.
a twin with my sister, but I know that you have to share everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because we need to say happy birthday to Siren and Imogen.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello. I think it's Imogene.
Oh, shit. Did I say it wrong?
I don't know. They all have like such beautiful, like, creative names.
I thought it was Imogen.
Imogen?
Imogen Heap. Isn't that a singer?
That is. Imogen? I thought it was Imogen.
Oh, crap.
Oh, no.
How do you pronounce? Okay,
Oh,
well, here, we need
no.
to make sure we do this right. Okay.
Okay.
So this will come out of the podcast. How to pronounce.
No, we can. They'll be fine.
No, because she's got. No, I don't. I want to make sure we do it
It's
right.
okay. We're setting her up for her whole life. People are going to.
Imogen.
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 Uh-oh.
Yeah. Well, it's fine. I mean, because her parents
Imogen,
gave her
I'm
a
sorry.
beautifully creative name that she's going to have to correct people on how to pronounce forever. So, Imogen, Siren, happy birthday,
birthday!
you lovely, lovely humans.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Ah, damn right. Just be happy you guys have awesome names, too.
Remember, we've also mispronounced his wife's name, too.
We mispronounce everybody's name. You know what? I'll be honest. If you
know.
send us in a birthday wish, we were happy to do it. But we're terrible about pronouncing
If
names.
you want to, like, send us, like a cheat
Send us a
sheet on
phonetically how to pronounce
Phonetic.
everything. I don't know. It's like our buddy Kylan. He always has problems with his name.
Oh,
All right.
Kylan. I know. People have been calling him, like, the wrong name. They've been calling him Keelan for so
No,
long.
it's Kylan. Yeah. if
I
you wanna-
know, but, like,
yeah.
it's like you can't correct it anymore.
Right.
So, I mean, we'll call him Kylan when, when it's just us so that it doesn't
Uh-huh.
embarrass anybody.
Right.
But I mean,
yeah.
everyone else just calls him Keelan.
We have one more
Ooh, tell me.
because we need to say happy birthday
Hoppa, hoppa, hoppa.
to Pete.
Beat?
Pete.
You said the beat.
I said to Pete.
One of us is delirious and one of us isn't. I'm pretty sure you
Not
said
say
Pete.
to the beat.
Okay, so to Pete, not beat. Happy birthday, Pete.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Pete.
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Hot damn right.
I feel like we should all give Greg
to the beat.
a round of applause. You're doing great.
I hate being sick.
Oh, I know. I was there last week, man. I am sorry.
All right. Pick up your tickets to this weekend.
Yes, that would make
funemploymentradio.com
us very happy. That would motivate Greg to get better.
Yes.
And then we want to say hello, and I want to hug you all before we go on our trip to Alaska because I'm going to miss you. Just come by. Will you buy our tickets for the love of God, please?
funemploymentradio.com/experience. Pick up your tickets for this Saturday at the Landmark Saloon, brought to you courtesy of Not Your Father's Mountain Ale.
We're close to selling out, but if we could sell that out, that would be
Yep.
that would be my dream. That would be my birthday wish for Siren and Imogen. That the Fun Employment Radio experience gets sold out. Before we go on our way.
funemploymentradio.com/experience. Pick up your tickets for this Saturday here in Portland at the Landmark Saloon. All right. Send us an email, funemploymentradio@gmail.com. If you have any idea what it is that was staring at me, let me know. We'll post the picture that I have expertly sketched.
I
of
thought
this
I was
episode.
the artist, Greg, but you're intimidating.